Welcome to vtupress. Today we will talk about bonuses, commissions, discounts, and whatever it is. So please stay put and learn. Alright, so we would point out some few sections here, such as the user package and also the service to test with. So we'll test for data and also for airtime. So but let's start with data. Now, in our previous lesson, we already talked about the services, we've talked about the user packages and what they are. So if you've not been if you've not so if you've not watched if you've not watched our previous videos on those topics, please do before coming back here. Alright, let's go to data SME to start with. So services settings. So data, you can actually go for any other service types or whatever, but let's test for data SME. So click on these services, data SME. You can actually make use of any one. You can actually do settings for every other one, but for today's lesson, let's just do this. Alright, let's collapse this to have this view. Alright, so we can come down here. We don't have any business to do with control for the bonus or whatever. We don't have anything to do with control, we don't have anything to do with all this except for this and these two sections. For data or for any service that requires plans and prices, we can actually set bonuses for them and also for providers. So let's leave this first and come to the data itself, the service itself. So if you are working on airtime VTU, you understand what I'm trying to say. So we are working on data for now. That's why we're clicking on this data. So for airtime, you'll be seeing airtime there. For cable, you'll be seeing cable. So click on this section to come to the service settings itself. Let's come to the service settings itself. Alright, now we are here. We can scroll down and enable service bonus. As you can see, we can enable service bonus here. So enable service bonus, we can set a specific bonus for SME, for corporate, for gifting. That is, if I'm buying this SME bonus, if I'm buying this data SME, I would have this percentage as my bonus. Now before then, discount method, we can decide that we want to apply this discount on checkout or give back a commission, so that is a chargeback wallet. So if I'm selecting discount, once I am buying a plan, let me come to data. Alright, here, click on MTN, click on SME, click on this. So this is the amount I'm going to pay. That's because there's actually a bonus applied somewhere. So we'll come to that. Now let's come here and say, okay, 82% or 2 flat price. Just an example. Don't worry, different plans will get it at the bonus price, no problems. So can I have just 10 here, or let me say 5%, and let's save. Now whatever settings we have here will be applied to every user plan. You understand? So I enable the service bonus. Whatever we are having there, the value we are having there, it will be applicable to the customers, the reseller, the VIP, the API. Every plan will have this. So now, in some cases, you may decide that I don't want to give 5% bonus to customers. I only want to give this bonus to only resellers. You understand? So we need to open a new tab. Let's come here and go do for resellers. Remember, you can repeat the same thing for every other user package, but for now, let's talk about reseller. Alright, now right here we can see we are currently on the resellers configuration page. Now apply service bonus is set to no, apply provider bonus is set to yes. Now what does this mean? This means that as a reseller, I won't have this 5% added to our bonus or whatever. So we won't have this 5% added, and that is because we set our service bonus to no. That is, this data, if I'm buying data, I won't get this 5%. So regardless of what data plan I am in, I won't be able to get the percentage, and that's because I have this set to no. But this apply provider bonus is set to yes. What does this mean? So now this is actually, we are not under a service type, we are currently on the major service, which is data itself. So let's go to the service type. You can click on services, services settings, data, and let's come to SMA. Let's do SMA for an example. Now this is SMA. You can see the difference between a service type and the major service. So currently we are working on service data and then the service type SMA. As you can see, we have SMA here. But for the major service itself, we are not having the SMA, and also this service type is having the basic API setup, headers, whatever. But we can't find that here. You understand? So now if you click on this control, we have all this, but this service type control has just only this one, just this service type alone. That's what it's having. Okay, so let's come back to providers bonus. You can see we're having 50, we're having bonuses here. All right, if we come back to the major service, this is the service, this is the provider. You can see this is the provider, and here we have the service settings. So right here on this place we say provider bonus should be applicable, which is all this. So if I'm buying data SME, MTN data SME, I would be having 50 naira charge back, not chargeback, rather discounts. That's because right here we are having discounts, not commission. So if you're having commission, we'll be paying the full amount, the required amount is what we'll be paying, but there will be a 5% or whatever bonus it is will be added to our chargeback wallet. To be added to our chargeback wallet. We'll talk about the chargeback wallet later on, but for now, let's talk on this. So we're talking about these providers and the service settings, and now we have this. Let's save this service settings. Okay, we've already saved that, and then our provider, we are having this 15. Okay, select MTN, we select SMA and the plan. Now we are having this. Let's try to purchase. Now the total discount is 60. The provider's bonus is 50, service bonus is 0, child bonus is 10. Now, how do we come about this? We need to understand that right here we are having the enable service bonus set to no. We have the SME bonus as 10%. That is on the service settings page itself. Forget about the 5%. I actually made some adjustments right now so that you can understand. Now, so right here on the service type settings page, which is the providers page here, the providers accordion, we have the bonus as 50, which is what we find here. That is the providers bonus. If we close this and we choose glow, we come to SME, we choose the plan, and then we come here. You can see they are all 0. That's because right here on the SME service settings page, we have the glow bonus set to 0. That is why we're having that 0 here. Now on the service bonus itself, we're having 0 here. That's because right here we have 10% as SME bonus, and we're actually buying SME. Let's come back to this. Let's say MTN SME, then this. Now we're having 0 here. That is because right here, we're having the service enabled as no, and here, which is the reseller, the plan in which I'm in is currently reseller. So this is the plan I'm currently in. So now the apply service bonus is set to yes. We need to understand that this apply service bonus is very different from this enable service bonus. Now, this enable service bonus is actually a global setup. Now, even if even though I'm a reseller and I have my apply service bonus set to yes, which means that I am meant to get that 10%. But here under the data itself, I've disabled it. So now, since it's been disabled here for data, now for the airtime itself, we would have that service bonus for airtime, for cable, for bill, and any other services. So far, they have this their enable service bonus set to yes. So this one now is just like I want to enable it for this plan. I want to enable it for this plan and for this user package. Let me use that word user package instead of plan. Okay. So once it's enabled for the users package, users are meant to get the service bonus. But if that service itself, which is this data itself, is having the service enable service bonus set to no, they won't get it. So now if I set this to yes, if I set this to yes, I will be able to receive it. So let me refresh my page here. Alright, let me select MTN. Let me select SMA. Now you can see the price here. I'm having the provider bonus of 50. I'm having the 10% of that of this. Okay, 10% here, 10% here, 50 naira, which is the flat price. I didn't use percentage here, that's why you're having 50 here. So I'm having the 50 here, I'm having the 10% here, and also the tiered service. We'll talk about the tiered service next. So which is what we have here. So the 10% of 500 is also 50 with the flat 50 naira price. And now the tiered bonus. Now tiered bonus are, let me say, extras. Let me say extra bonus given. All right, additive, as you can see, is actually an addition to. Okay, let me say the settings here. We have 10%, which is for every plan. 10% will be given to both the customer, the reseller, anybody. We have this here. So far, their their service bonus is set to yes here. So now, let me come back here. All right. Now the tiered bonus here is not like an addition. So let me say now a customer is having 10% if their applied service bonus is set to yes. Also, they get the provider's bonus because also we have it here set to yes. So if a customer is also having this one yes, this is a reseller configuration page. Now if the customer is also having this same thing, so they will be having the same bonus as the reseller. So we can say that okay, I just want the reseller to have an extra 2% bonus. So this will now differentiate the reseller's bonus rate from the customer bonus rate, as you can see that here. So this is actually the general bonus. Now if you click on this override, we can now set, let me say for SMA, I want this bonus to be given. This overrides this. So if there's nothing here, then they will get this. That is for all data plan. But if I want this for a specific data plan, like for SMA to have 5%, or let me say 5%. If I add 5% here, if I'm buying SMA, I'll be getting this instead of this general this. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So that's just the major difference. So we have ideally we have the provider bonus is like MTN, Glow. That is the provider itself. That's the provider bonus. Service bonus is this one here. That is when we're not under any service type, we are under the major service, the main service itself. So we would give them this. So their customers, or let me say my customers, we actually have this particular percentage. So far, this is set to yes, and also the plan in which the customer is set to have the service bonus, which is this. So if I set this to no, if I set the provider bonus to no, and we have our provider bonus here, let me refresh this and see what we're going to have. So we'll be getting something quite different from what we have there. Can you see? That is because there is nothing is here. You can see nothing is here. So why is this 125? Do not forget that I actually saved it. I came here to the third reward and I overrode it, and I overrode it with this 5%. So it is no more 2% that we'll be getting. We'll be getting the 5%. You understand? So it's been overriding. All right. So that's why we're having this here, and as you can see, our provider bonus is set to 0. That's because my plan setup has the apply provider bonus set to no. So I can just set this to yes. And that's so. So we should understand that there are 3 levels of bonus in which we do the provider bonus, the service bonus itself. That is, provider bonus is like the MTN, Glow, Airtel, Nine Mobile. The service bonus is the SMA, the VT for airtime, the SMA for data, the gifting, the corporate, the awoof, the share and sell, and co. Now the third bonus is their user plan extra bonus. That user package extra bonus. Let me come back. So I'm just repeating myself so that you guys will understand very well. So as you can see under data, I'm having 2% as general bonus. So since I'm buying SMA, I'm having this one's overriding the 2%. I'm having this one's overriding the percent, and that's why I'm getting this value. All right. So what if this place I change this from discount to commission? I change this from discount to commission. So let's talk about that commission right now. All right, this is saved already. So let's try out this stuff. But before then, let's confirm that settings are actually intact. Let's come back to beta SMA to be sure. All right, so let that load out. Okay, we have this. Let's be sure. Oh, we are making use of live API. This is just a fake API key, so this won't work. So let's go for airtime, where we have the demo API to test our configurations with. So we have a demo set up there. Okay, right here we have this setup. This is just a demo stuff. So let's be sure. Let's come back to our providers. We have 5% for providers. Okay, our provider bonus is 5%. Let's set our service bonus to 10%. So a quick one, just the same setup for data. That's the same thing we have for every other services. Regarding the bonuses and every kind of stuff that we talked about. So it's more or less like the same templates but different functions. You understand? So now here we have this set to yes. We have the VTU bonus set to 10. That's let's write for VTU. All right. Okay, let's come back to tier service. Now this is what we did for data the other time. So let's do for okay, we have 50. So tiered network, tiered. So is this okay? All right, let's add flat. All right, we've done all this. So let's come back to airtime. Let's buy for airtime. Okay, MTN, VTU, this. All right, as you can see, we have our provider bonus as 5% and 5 naira, and that's because our providers. Let's okay, we have it here. So sorry. So it is 5% of 100 naira. That's what we have here. So let's do 5% of 100 naira. So it's correct. So now for the service bonus plus that's 5 naira. Now 10, that's 0. So that's 10 naira, and then 50, which is the flat price. So we didn't use percentage for the third bonus. We can make use of percentage though if we wish to make use of percentage, but This is actually very fine. And then we can just enter our pin. So before we buy, let's check our commission balance here. Our commission balance is 5,184. All right, let's purchase. All right, that's successful. So let's come back here and refresh. You can see it has actually increased. All right, we can come back to our history page, or let me see wallet history to see what was deducted. You can see this is actually what we have. So I performed the one before this current one, and that's what we have right here. Okay, we can let's see, let's do some, because some of you might be doubting that it's maybe incorrect or something. So we can see the current balance here, which is this. So 5249. Let's buy another one again. So that's successful. So let's check the current balance. So it's 5314. 5314. Minus 5249. So we have this, you can see. So we have that, which is our chargeback. Let's confirm if that's correct, which is this 6560. So that's all about setting your service bonuses and stuff. So we've talked about the service charge in one of our previous lesson, and we've talked about the service bonus, and that's all for now. Thank you.